Good morning and welcome to the Craft Room. I'm Ellie Barnes. I'm glad you can join me this morning. We're going to have a look at Halloween. It's not huge here, but the kids all love it, and having a young lady myself in the family, we certainly end up having fun on Halloween. Usually the house has a few decorations and we always have to leave treats so she can go trick or treating. And I feel if she's trick-or-treating, I have to leave some out for other kids too. So today we're going to look at some of the things we can do to create some trick-or-treat treats using some of the Stampin' Up products. I've got a few ideas. Some are really quick, some aren't. But let's get down to the desk and have a look at what we can do. So first of all, I better make sure we're going live first in the right spot because I'd like people to be able to find us. Yes, we are. Now we've got all that set up, I'm just going to twist you down. And I know this is very, very boring. Oh, this is... We've just the volume on the other one's playing. There we go. There we go. It's too much of the roof, isn't it? Not enough of the desk. Now we're going to try and get this to sit. Yes, that looks like it's going to sit nicely. Right, let's get started. Now, the first thing we've got here that we can do is this. This is a kit. It is available and it has, what have we got? 15 boxes in the kit. So that's enough. Well, I actually bought one of these for my daughter to do for her class. She's got 15 in the class, so that worked out. I think she's got 16. We've got 2 boxes because we had to cover the class. Gives you all the instructions, right? Very, very great kit. Now I'm going to show you. They are like little milk cartons. They are fabulous. Hello, my eek's fallen off. It's fallen off another box. We'll just take that one off. So, this one's got Boo. This one's Eek. And this one's Treats. So, they're your boxes. They are fun. They are big, but you can put as much or as little as you want. They've got a paper clip on them. So we've got them made, but then you can open them up. Now what we're putting in each one, everyone's getting, these are the Halloween lollies. These are the Halloween sours, a glow-in-the-dark Freddo frog, and 2 body parts. And so you can see that that's plenty. That's plenty in there for the kids because they're going to be going around, and then you just pop your little paper clip back on. So you can have them done in advance and just fill them with what you want. They are great. And as I said, we've got them for the kids at the school. But if you haven't got them, or if you haven't thought about, don't want to buy a kit, you can get some of the stuff off the suite that's called a spooky suite. It's a bit mouthful, isn't it? It's got this lovely paper. You can use just this paper to make your treats, and I'll show you how. But let's have a quick look. So I love this side. It's got bats and lollies and all sorts of things. Oh, my voice is going to go. Excuse me. And then on this side, it's got some blacks and oranges put together. If I hold it up, you might see the orange in there. Little bits you can push out. Now, there's 2 of every sheet. So you can make lots of things out of this, and I can show you after. This you can cut up and make it into little tags. And again, I'll show you how I've used them. We're going to use some of these things. There's just some windows with pumpkins and black cats. And this is some orange on the back. I didn't show you the back of this one, did I? That's just grey. This one's orange. Here's some little people you can use. You could fussy cut them out, or you get a circle punch and punch them out. And on the back's orange. And this piece is great. That's the pack with the rest of them. We don't need the bits I've already got out. This sheet, good for scrapbooking or card fronts, but you could also cut them a bit and use them as tags as well on treats. The sweet comes with these bags. Now there's 20 of these bags, and I don't know if you can see. You can see. They look great, don't they? They're a great colour. I love it. And it comes with these dies and stamps, and we will be using some of them. And it also comes with this beautiful pink, this is Petunia Pop colour, matches these bags beautifully. But I'm also used in these, this one, this is the old olive one, which is I think out of the Pear Suite. And then in colour I've used Timid Tiger. So these ribbons work really well with it all too. It's a matter of whatever you have, try and use it. If you don't have it and you think, oh, it's too late to buy, Stampin' Up can get you the stuff using Express Post. Oh, I think it's Express Post they use. But you just ask for fast delivery. It costs a couple of dollars more, but if you're in a hurry and you want some of these things, grab them. I'm also using these tags because they're ideal to go around bags, and I will show you as I do them. So, now that you've seen what we're working with, I'm going to show you a few tags we can make. We're going to start with, I've done some of the work, or the preparation. We're going to make a tag. So I've used the dies to cut out black. Now I use the black quite a bit as on this shape. And then I've used different colours and designer series paper for the front. So this is going to go on here, and I've got a few bits, and we're going to stamp one of these characters out of the stamp set. We're going to use, let me bring this over so that we've got it. We're going to use the cat today, or on this one. I'm going to do about 4 of them. Some are really, really quick. This one's one of the slower ones because I'm going to show you how to colour it. So the first thing I need is to find my ink pad, which is under the mess I just moved. And I'm going to ink up really, really well this pussycat because she has a black hat and I want it to come out black. So push down well, get all that ink transferring, and there you go. Put that up there so we don't get ink everywhere. And then on here, while we've got the ink out, and I'm just using black ink, I'm not making any fancy stamping. I'm just stamping spooky on the bottom. And then I'm using the bats. And I'm just going to put some bats over the top. And I'm going to put another one there. So, that's the stamping done. I'm now going to quickly colour this. Now the colours I'm using, I'm using Highland Heather, and I'm going to colour purple, because purple, orange, black. The paper uses Petunia Pie, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with the original, but it works in really well with the Petunia Pie. And you'll see in a minute when we put all this together. So I've coloured a dress. Now, I am not going to do this with huge precision and panic at any slight error. Why? These are going to kids. Kids are more interested in what's inside than they are on the outside. But they also will then be able to choose from a variety of different things that look quite different. and there'll be ones that are more suited for boys. I've even got ones that are suited for the older kids more than these cute little characters. But when you're looking at this stamp set, you've got the girls and the boys quite clearly covered. And we are going to do some that with the house, which is a die, that more for the teenagers. So it's a little cutesy, but a lot of the little kids are going to love it. So that's pumpkin pie, very traditional colour we've had for a long time. This is the light pumpkin pie because I'm using the blend, so there's light and dark, so I can put some shading on her face. I want her nose to be black because it just, to me, works better. Oh, and I need to bring that pumpkin pie back because there's a little bit here showing under her skirt. And then I'm using, this is Lemon Lime Twist. And it's a great, this is Granny Apple Green I've used because I found the Lemon Lime Twist too pale in the cardstock, but it looks great here. And I think Lemon Lime Twist is one of the colours in the paper. So that's how quickly it is to colour her. And you don't have to fussy cut her out. We're going to grab the die. Now, I've die cut out the fence, the bats, and I'm now going to die cut out this young lady. Oh, there goes one of my lids, one of my plates. She's easy. She just hops on here. Move slightly, but I'm not too concerned. As I said, I'm not fussing with this because this is more going to be about the kids getting all excited about the lollies than they are about the... I don't need that. What am I thinking? I need to now start gluing this together. So, easy as pie. Now you could use the adhesive sheets behind this, but I just find if you do a little bit of glue along there, now it's going to go, it doesn't go all the way, it's too big. Put a bit of glue on that last one, and then I'm just going to pop it against here and let it dry for a minute. Now, if you haven't seen these before, ideal time to use her. Where's my pick? I'll get them off ready. Now, snips. I snip from behind so you can see where to cut and just cut along the edge. That makes it easy. We've got our fence now. I looked at putting a house behind them, but the house was too big and sort of, it all became a bit muddled. So I wanted to do something a little bit less confusing because the focus is on this girl. And she's going there. And then just to add a bit of spooky for them, I'm going to pop a bat on it. Now, again, I'm using the little ones. And if you get them in the right spot, the widest part of the wing, you can't see them. And I'm just popping that there. Now, how am I going to do the lollies? Well, in this case, where's my bag? I'm going to pop my lollies in here. was going to use some twine. Let me just grab some twine. I've got some black twine. I don't need a lot for this one. And we're just going to tie it up. Oh, all fingers and all thumbs and no fingers today. There we go. And it doesn't have to be a bow or anything because I'll show you what we're doing. So tie that tight. Stay tight while I get this bit done. Oh. I am having trouble today, aren't I? Oh, it's not as tight as I was going to do it. It's because I usually lean it against my tummy. Oh, one of the things. The top one cuts through, the bottom one doesn't. So I just slice down again. And then I'm just going to cut some of this string off because we don't need it. And I'm going to pop this on here like so. And that's why I wanted to use these, because they work so well sitting on top of our lollies. So that's one way. And that's one of the longest ways. I've got another one. It does take... Oh, I've got some to show you. I did a few. This is the little boy. Exactly the same way. Okay, and then I did one using the paper, and I fussy cut out one of the little creatures off the paper, and I used the Designer Series paper at the back. That's that black one with the orange, so I've taken the orange all the way through. And this one I've used that lovely coloured paper. I've stamped the Trick or Treat, and I've used again that one. So there's a few different ones. This one's got stamping and the fence. This one's got none of that, and it just says no tricks, all treats. So there are some quick, simple ones that you can do. Let's have a look at the next one. The next one involves a piece. This is a piece of 8 centimetres by 10 centimetres, and I've scored it halfway along, so that's scored at 4 centimetres. And I'm just going to fold that in half. Now what that's going to do is I'll take my bag. That's going to fit over there like that. So let's make this fun. What have I used? Again, I've fussy cut that little fella out. He was on this one. I die cut out a couple of bats, and it cuts out 2 bats at a time. I've die cut this thing out, and this is a lot of fun. And I've just cut out this out of the paper. Where's that sheet of paper? Oh. These are that one. This sheet of paper. And that sheet of paper I've used. And where's the last one? This one. So I've fussy cut him. I'm using a square of this, and I've taken one of these and one of these. So let's have a look what we can create. Oh, we'll hold on to that for a minute. The first thing I'm going to do, this folds in half along the line there. like so. And so the front folds there and a bat sticks up. Now I'm going to take this bit of paper just so that I can do it. You want to do this and then let it dry, because believe me, you'll get black ink all over you. I can tell you from my own experiences. Because you could leave it orange, but because bats are black, I'm colouring mine in black to match in with what I'm doing. And because they get to see front and back, I'm going to colour the back as well. Now I'm just going to put that aside to dry while I put some of the other bits together. Or get some of the other bits ready. I'm just going to trim here, just to match in. Get rid of those. And I'm going to trim here. And I didn't get myself any orange paper out, so I'm going to grab that because I thought I had and I haven't. So I'll need a bit of pumpkin pie. I'll just grab that. I don't need much, I only need a little tiny bit. Oh, that piece will do. Because what I want to do, I thought I did it actually. Oh, I did it. Well, I've got one here. I'll use this one to start with. Oh no, I don't need it on this one. I've lost myself. I've just suddenly remembered what I was going to do. I'm taking this and I'm going to stamp on this one. So I'm going to stamp Spooky. Down the bottom. And it doesn't have to be straight because there's a crooked line down there, so if you don't get it straight, don't worry. And then I'm going to cover the top with bats. I'm going to pop some dimensionals on this fella. I'm using a few because he's very soft and I want him to sit up and at least survive till the kids get him home. Now, where did I put my pick? I do this all the time. I lose this pick. Do you lose things while you're crafting? I haven't even looked up. Hi, Jane. Hi, Liz. I'm glad you both can join me. Are you trick or treating? Are you putting things out for kids? Okay, so there's my little spooky man, my Dracula. What I'm going to do next is take this piece of paper. Now, I cut out the point as it shows, the flag, bottom of the flag. A little bit of glue there, and I'm just going to pop him here. And then I'm going to pop glue on here, both sides, both sides of the inside. And he's going on the top over the flag, like so. And there's our little bat sitting up. Isn't that clever? I think they'll like that. I think the kids will like that. I'll just let that sort of dry for a minute, and while that dries for a minute, let's get some dimensionals on the back of these bats. We use our pick, and we need the mini ones. I've got a mess, haven't I? You should have seen me yesterday as I was working all these out and trying to create different ones to show you. The place with the desk you couldn't even find under the mess. So, Just a couple of tiny dimensionals on these bats. Now these black dimensionals, oh, my voice keeps getting croaky, you get in the one packet some large ones and some small ones, which is very useful. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue along the top here, and then I'll put the rest down here so he stays on, and some down the bottom. And then I'm just going to glue it just across the top of this piece of paper and down that piece, like so. Right, get those things out of the road. Get these bats on. I much prefer doing bats than spiders. I'm not big on the spiders. In fact, I'm absolutely terrified of spiders. Is anyone else terrified of spiders? I like that. Eating the kid's teeth. So that's the top, and then all I do is I put a couple of staples. Well, I'll show you what I do. Where's my stapler? We'll put this one together. I just put a couple of staples. You don't have to, but I find, well, we're not going to because there's no staples in it. Well, that doesn't matter. It's better with staples, but what you also can do, if you don't want to use staples, you can just put a little bit of tear and tape in here, and that holds it together. That's probably just as easy, isn't it? I usually do staples though. Come on. No, it's not wanting to stick to the... Let's make it stick. There we go. So that's sealed my bag. And then I open my pieces up and I put... Now, I used to do this type of thing for markets for all sorts of things. So I always put one up the top there as well. Usually the bag doesn't reach that far, but that just seals it nicely together. If the bag did go all the way to the top, I'd put one on that side too. A lot of things for markets, and this was one of the type of thing was one of them. And we just take these off. Then I get that all down and I put my little bag on where I want it, try and get straight, and then I push that one down on top, and then you have a bag like this with some lollies in it and a lovely trick or treat. Oh, and don't forget we go to put our bats straight back up again. So that's a second one. Now I wanted to show you I did 2 extras with my boy and my girl. So you could do a variety of those. I put one done. Got 2 more to do, and they're the quick ones. So the first is this one. This is my spooky house. So again, I've cut out my background. I've cut out, what have I done? I've cut out my background and I've cut out this piece of paper. So that was that side. I've used the back. I'm going to stick that on. I've cut out my house. I've stamped spooky and cut it out, fussy cut it out. and I have a bat. But if that goes on there, it doesn't really stand out. I want my house to stand out. So this is how I do it. Now, I had a little play with this, and this is what I found was the easiest way. I've got a piece of paper that I know is narrow enough. But I know I don't want it to go up there or there. But I do need this piece in here. So I just did that, and then I did put a line here. And all I did was cut inside the line. And I then put my house back on and made sure it was going to sit in the right place. So then it was just a matter of putting some glue on the back of the house. So that holds in place. And just make sure you get it in the right spot. That mine's a bit high. So let's get it down a fraction. And make sure that, oh, now I've gone too low. See, I haven't allowed, there we go. Because we want to cover that circle, and we have. Or sort of. I think it's got stuck now. Ah, well, as I said, it'll do. Oh, I am going to fuss. If you find a little bit sticking over, just cut it off. There we go. So that's going to go on there. But before I do that, I want to stamp some bats. This is for the teenagers, the older kids. I mean, they can choose what they like, but I thought the older kids might like the spooky houses rather than cutesy ones. So I just wanted some bats flying over. So let's put it together. Bit of glue on the back of this one. And we'll go for dimensionals. That, get rid of those. Now it has to go up enough to fit the word spooky. So we'll get the mini ones. And let's get some on our bat. And we'll put him right there, right near the house. And our spooky across the bottom. Doing before, and just slide it over the top of a bag that I've tied with string, or I could get my lolly bag and tie it with the orange ribbon. Actually, I have to do it the right way for me. It's hard because I usually lean it against my stomach as I do these. Hang on. It's not too even with the ribbon, but that's all right. We can fix that. Now, you don't have to do a bow, but I'm just showing what you could do, especially for the kids' ones. Oh, I haven't got my ribbon scissors out, and so I'm just not getting a very nice cut, but that'll do. And then this can go, oh, again, we've got to cut this there. And then this can go in under the ribbon. And then it can sit like so. Now, I don't know that the ribbon suits the spooky house, but it will be cuter for the kids' ones. So that's that one. I have done, oh, the other house one I did is this one, which is more, I think the younger kids would go for this one. And you could use either the purple or the pink with this, because it'll pick up the green, even though that's not the same green. Oh, that's what I did. I put the spooky across the house. Let's see if we can fix it. Just so that it's a bit different. Let's see how well I've done these. Can I get it up? No, it's going to have to stay that way. I actually did it this way. We can use that one. That was what I was going to do. And it just goes on like so. In fact, I would do this in the string. I'm going to swap them over. Because I think that looks better. You can see that string wasn't tied tight enough. You wouldn't even need a string on it. And then this one for the girl, I will do, ribbon's quite frayed, but we'll get there. Hang on. The fray's getting caught. Oh. This actually would make a lovely little end on a piece of something. You can hang it out. Oh, dear me. So we could then do this, and I think this would be much better for young girls than teenagers. That's my thought. But again, you don't have to do the ribbon. So that's just an idea. So that's my other house, as I was saying. Last but not least, I'm going to show you, if you didn't have these dies here, you can do exactly the same thing. See, this one's sort of a mix of a few, but it looks just as good just cutting the squares or the rectangles out of the paper. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that with one of these. I'm actually got, where's my bats gone? I've got, this is just using the paper. So I'm not stamping, I'm not using anything else. I've cut a rectangle of paper, and it is 6 centimetres by 11. I haven't got the third one. The third one's a little tiny dot, and my daughter's using that at the moment to make her things for Halloween. So I'm going to use one of these. I don't know if they're still available actually, but these came out not so long ago, and I'm just going to punch that at the top. So this one you need to use ribbon. I'm going to glue, this is one of the squares out of this piece of paper. Just this square here. And the bats have come out of the paper, and so has my pumpkin with the bird. So I'm just going to glue this on. This is the quickest version. As I said, it's no stamping, just paper. I'm going to get my dimensionals. First, some big ones on here. And then one, actually I did, yeah, just, I think I can get 2 of these little ones on. I was mucking around with it yesterday, trying to work out some of these things. So, we're just going to pop my bird and its pumpkins on. Pop a bat here. And a bat here. And it's done. Now to tie it, I'm going to take a piece of the Timid Tiger ribbon and put it through. Grab my lolly bag. And again, you could tie this first. I often don't, I just, or put a rubber band around it. That's another option. But just remember, if the kids are out on the street and they're pulling these apart, I try to have it so there's not going to be too much stuff that's going to get dropped on the ground. Although I do my lollies that are all previously, and I had to do that off screen, I'm sorry, to get it tight enough. And again, you could just leave it dangling, or you could tie a bow. Let's see what a bow looks like. She says as she tries with fingers and thumbs. Punches are still available. Oh, hello, Bella. My little girl's watching, my big little girl. She's not my little girl, she's my big girl. I'm doing her 10-pin bowling today. They might have finished by now. So there you go. There's my lolly bag with that one. And again, you don't have to do a lot to get them. How's this fella? These are all off that sheet of paper. There's that one, and there's that one. Nice and cute for the girls. You could put a pink ribbon on there. You could use a green ribbon. So I'm going to show you all we've made. We've made that set. We have made, let's see if we can get them all on the thing. There's that type of one, which was that one. We had the boy, and we had this one. We have this set, and we had these ones, and we had the house with this one. Gee, we're fitting them all in. Let me try and move them across a bit. Perhaps we can put the bags down here, maybe. And we've got those. Let's bit hard to see. Let me use that to hold it up. And that one. And those. And we had this one as well. You'll need to go there. Plus, don't forget, we've got the boxes. So, if you're doing trick-or-treating, there is so many things you can do. As I said, if you only buy the paper, you can still make these up. You can use any ribbon you want. If you buy the stamp set, you don't need don't have to use the paper. This doesn't use the paper at all. These ones use the paper. These ones use the paper and the stamp set. And this group is out of the kit. So Stampin' Up really do have a variety of things that you can use, and they're quick and simple. As you can see, I've made heaps of different ones. Well, today we made 4 and from scratch, and filled the bags and had them ready. So it doesn't take too long. Anyhow, I'm going to turn you back to me. Hopefully you've been inspired to do something for the kids this year. I'm back. I just wanted to jump on and let you know there is things you can do for the kids. It's quick, it's simple, and they love it. And you don't have to give them a lot of lollies when it's got a little packaging with it, because they just look at the packaging and think, oh, that's gorgeous, I want that. So don't feel that you have to do a lot. It's easy, and you just need to jump onto Stampin' Up if you haven't got them. You can do that through the top of my page here, and jump onto Stampin' Up, do a quick order, and if you need it for Halloween, you can get it express to you. So don't panic, there's plenty of time. And I've expressed a few things, and they are very quick if you do the express post. All right, you have a lovely day, and I will catch up with you next Saturday. We will get back into Christmas because Halloween will have been done, and there'll be bleary-eyed people, but not me. So I'll be back showing you some more for Christmas, and we're going to get into the Advent calendar coming up soon. In fact, that might be what we do next week, is start looking at the Advent calendar. And if you haven't seen that, that's online, and it is amazing. So we're going to be making a few things out of the Advent calendar. All right, I'm going to go, and I will catch up with you next Saturday. Take care, my friends, and keep crafting. Bye-bye.